Right. Let's see what this rig's like. Feels a bit weird. Feels quite comfortable. The fucking hell's he doing? You fucking knobhead. I don't know what's come over me there. I feel a little bit angry. Have I caught Kirby? Shit. I need to be careful here. Look at that. Right, I can't cope with this. I can't cope with this. Duncan! What's going on?
Welcome back to the channel, guys. As you can see from the intro, we were paid a visit by the one and only Mr. Dave Cam. So a couple of months ago now, we got a message off Dave saying, I've just took some pedals off my rig. They're just kind of kicking about. I haven't really got a use for them at the moment. Would you like to loan them for a little bit and see what you think? So I said, yeah. Those pedals were Simucube Active Pedals, no less. So I thought Dave was going to show up with a brake pedal and I would mount it to my rig. What Dave turned up with was 3 Simucube Active Pedals. We bolted them to the rig and I've been using them for the last couple of months. So I wanted to put together a little review of basically what these pedals can do to a mediocre, at best, angry, as you can see from the intro, sim racer. So yeah, I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. The reason I wanted to do this is because I think for most people, including myself, these pedals are a little out of the price range. They are a massive investment. So, you know, most people who are on the fence about these, they wouldn't know until they got some. They wouldn't know until they used them. And I wanted to give my thoughts on whether such a large investment into your hobby is worth it. So stick around, let me know what you think. Do us a favour, before we get into it, hit the like button for me. And if you're not yet subscribing to this channel and you like this sort of content, of course, please consider subscribing to the channel. Right, let's get into it. Okay, so before we get into the pedals and everything, I just wanted to briefly discuss the Simucube tuner. Now, I've been a Simucube 2 Pro user for probably about 5 years now, and I've never had any complaints with it. But I've only just recently, since Dave loaned me the pedals, moved over to this new software. I was on the TrueDrive software. Now, the wheel stuff is kind of just all the same as it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't really looked into that. But what we're going to look at here is the pedals and everything. So I was very pleased to see that you can still load profiles into these. Now, this is what, I don't know if this is something that Dave has uploaded. I don't know if these are Dave's settings, or if these are just always there, these profiles here. I would imagine that these have been downloaded. But yeah, going through, we've got, you know, we'll see some names on these. So we've got Diogo Pinto there. We've got Daniel Morad, GT3 driver. Heikki Kovalainen's pedal settings there. Gabriel Bortoletto. Gianni Vecchio. We've got James Baldwin's ACC settings there. James Baldwin's iRacing settings, his GT3 settings. So you're going down the list and there's loads of profiles to choose from. So the one that caught my eye was Ollie Steinbraten, one of the Team Redline drivers. I believe he may have changed team now. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But we've got all these to try. And this is a little one I made myself. So we actually started just as a baseline with this Ollie Steinbraten GT3 profile. But the beautiful thing about this is you can tweak them to suit your own driving style. So basically we loaded it up. This was at 100 kilogram. Now I do see a lot of the aliens running their brake pedal at a huge maximum force. There's probably benefits to that. One of the main things for me about sim racing, I want it to be comfortable. I'm at home, I'm in my rig, you know, I want to be comfortable and I want to be consistent. They're the two main things that concern me about sim racing. So I reduced this from 100 all the way down to currently it's at 38.9 kilogram. So that feels really nice to me. It says system sleeping there. I don't know if this is going to wake up. It seems it's going to stay asleep. So when I rest my pedal there, so my foot's just resting on the pedal now, and it's looking at about 7%, which is kind of perfect for the end phase of the trail braking phase through a corner. So as I'm just releasing my foot, I am still getting a little bit of rotation there. So that's perfect for me. So this is, yeah, that's resting just around there. We've created this curve. So this is one of the beauties of the software here. Now, I've ran Heusinkveld Ultimates for the best part of 4 years now. And again, no complaints, but I've not ran any software, them hardware only. So it's not the Ultimate Plus package, it's just the Ultimates. So I've never really had any time to look at software like this. So this is the first time. So this might be quite generic, I don't know. But this is really beneficial to me. So the fact that I can see it. Before, I would have to set my pedals, how they felt right, go into the sim, test a few things, look at the inputs, come back out, get the spanners out, the Allen keys, tweak the pedal, come back, and it would take hours, like literally hours. I can literally put my foot on there and go, right, well, that's where I want it to rest, so that's where, you know, that's where I'll have it, and then I can adjust this travel if I want to. So if I bring the thing down, you can see there at rest we're at 14%. If I take it the other way, I can say this comes down ever so slightly to down to the 6 area. So we had it around 20, I believe. So yeah, at rest, yeah, there we go, about 7. It's kind of where we were. So then I control this curve up here. So it's only really when we're hitting here that I can really feel that ramping up. It doesn't look like a big curve, but as I get to here, this is very comfortable, and I'm moving this on the ball of my foot. My heel's comfortable on the plate, and I'm just pushing the ball of my foot in. But here is really where I'm like loading up the leg muscle and the thigh muscle and pushing into the pedal. So yeah, at around like 80% there, 85, that's like my full threshold braking area. Now, yeah, that's at 38.9 kilograms. So I can really feel my leg muscle working there. And you can see when I'm streaming, you'll see my body just move slightly. My shoulders go back a little bit. Now, if I was to move this to where it was at 100 kilogram, that same pressure that I'm applying there takes me to 35%, right? So in order for me to get to where I was with this same curve, if I hold the wheel, right, that is a hell of amount of force. I don't know if you can see my body moving and reacting to that. Now, that might work for professional race drivers. That might simulate more of the real brake pressure applied to slow a race car down, which some people may want. I don't want that. After an endurance race, 3 hours of that, you know, I'll be crippled. I'll be absolutely in agony from that. So I actually forgot what that was on now, but I think it was around 38, some 37.9. We'll leave it there. Yeah, that feels about right again. So really comfortable, really consistent. I'm able to hit that, and I can adjust this curve if I want to. I can start pulling these down and adjusting this ever so slightly if I want to. So yeah, that feels, I'm going to put that back up again because now that I've got used to it at 100, it feels a little weak now. But you know what I want is comfort and consistency. So I'm heading into a threshold braking zone. I'm just going to push. I want to engage my thigh muscle. I want to still have the control at the bottom with the ball of my foot, you know, just pivoting it on the heel plate and on the ankle there to get that rotation in the final phase. So that's absolutely perfect for me, and that's at 39, so roughly about 40 kilogram. Now, for me, this is what I was expecting, like a really nice brake pedal. This was, you know, the feeling of that was perfect. What I didn't know was all this stuff. There's so much you can add to this brake pedal. Now, I don't have many things turned on here, but I do have the ABS. So it's currently at 75% intensity, I believe that is. So when I hit the ABS in the car, so the GT3 car, for example, once you get to like 75, sort of 80%, correct me if I'm wrong, it might be a little earlier, but as you hit that, you feel the pedal push back, and you can actually see that on my input. If you watch my Race Lab telemetry input bar, which will be just below me during a race, you can actually see it pushing back, and you will end up with this little sort of, like almost looks like a saw wave, as the ABS is pushing back on your pedal, and you're constantly like fighting to keep that pressure on. So that's a really nice touch, the ABS. We've got a little bit of G-force applied, not much. Don't really feel it, if I'm honest. But that's about it. You can turn on brake lockup, threshold vibration, traction control for certain things, motor vibration. I didn't like that. That's a really weird feeling on your foot. Again, might be perfect for simulating what a race car is like, but for me, wasn't really beneficial. What I was really surprised with was how good this throttle pedal is. I just thought, you know, a throttle pedal, it's all like positional. It doesn't really matter. You wouldn't want to spend money on a throttle pedal, and I didn't think you'd want to spend this much money on a throttle pedal, an active throttle pedal. I didn't feel it was necessary, but I am 100% converted to the fact that you may want to spend on a throttle pedal. It's obviously not doing as much as the brake. You don't feel like you would need to tweak it as much. This is just a standard linear curve. We haven't tweaked this too much. What I have done is shortened the throw, and it's about half the throw of what my Heusinkveld was. And the main reason for that was when Dave jumped in the rig, he commented on just how long my throttle pedal was, and I never really considered it. I just thought the longer the throttle pedal, the more control you've got, and the less likely you are to spin the wheels up in the slower speed. But it also means the time it takes you to get to 100% throttle is obviously a lot longer. So you're not at 100% throttle as early as you potentially could be. So we messed about with it for a little bit, and yeah, like I say, I've halved it. And this is really low. We don't need any force in here. So that's currently at 9.23. You can turn that right up again, and, you know, it's just, why would you want that? Again, there will be cars out there and race car drivers that are used to this, so if they want to replicate what that feels like. But for me, sitting in a sim rig in my converted garage, you know, I don't want my legs to be in agony coming out of an endurance race. So again, comfort and consistency is key. So a couple of things. I've not touched this, to be honest. I've not messed with any of this. This is just as it was. So I don't know whether this was as it comes out the box or if this is what Dave had set up, but I've just left that alone. So yeah, that's the Simucube tuner. There'll be loads more of this than I understand, but, you know, all I need it to do is make me a little bit quicker, make me a little bit more consistent, and we're going to get into that now. So one of the things I'm mentioning a lot in this video is consistency, and I thought, how do I demonstrate consistency in a review video? So I thought, right, we've recently done an endurance race at Monza. We recorded it. I'll clip every single turn 1 braking zone, and we'll put a little compilation together. So this is where the consistency comes in, guys, right? So Monza turn 1 is one of them corners. It's got a little bit of everything. Heavy threshold braking in a straight line, a little bit of finesse required in the trail braking phase to get the rotation, to get the curb hooked up there, and then a little bit of throttle control and finesse required over the second curb for the exit. Now, I would struggle with this most of the time. I'd say out of 100 laps, which is kind of what we're looking at here, give or take, I would maybe hook it up 25% of the time. So 25 laps out of 100, I'd be happy with how I hit it. Now, in this race, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it's almost there every single lap. Now, sometimes like this one here, I'm having to be offline, I'm defending, I'm still making the corner well. Sometimes we'll be fuel saving, sometimes we'll be under pressure, sometimes we'll be tucking up right behind the bumper, but no matter what the race throws at me, I'm hitting this very well every single lap. So this is a very high strength of field top split endurance event. We hold our one. We actually come in, I think, P13, which I was happy with the result. I think it didn't go great in terms of fuel strategy, but you know, that's irrelevant at this stage. I just wanted to show you turns 1 and 2 really, because I think this really does show just how consistent these pedals have made me. So we'll speed this up. We don't need to watch all of this in real time, so we'll speed the footage up and you can see the rest of it. So just with these next two, so the next two clips we're about to see, you can tell I'm under pressure. I'm being attacked now. I can't turn in and get the apex perfectly, but what you will see is we slow the car down exactly where I need to position it to not lose another position. So it should be this next clip, I believe. So here we're under pressure by two cars. I control the brakes beautifully here, don't hit the apex, but I just get it turned in to hold my position. And again, just little things like that, that little bit of extra control just allows me to put my car exactly where I need it at the right time. Just a quick reminder, you might want to stick around till the end of the video on this one. We have an Avengers style post-credits scene. Make sure you don't miss it. A little tedious, I know, I apologise for that. I thought it was very important to be completely transparent here and show the consistency lap after lap, so we will speed this up even more now and we will give you our final thoughts at the end. Right, first things first, let me know in the comments if you sat through that entire thing. I appreciate it if you did. I'd have skipped it, I'll be honest with you. I'd have skipped it. But I wanted to be completely transparent, and I wanted to demonstrate the consistency over the course of a race like that. I wasn't planning on doing that test, but once I knew I had that replay, I thought this might be a really good way to demonstrate just how consistent I have been with the pedals. Like I say, I've gained 1,000 I rating from where I lost it all at the end of the final season. Is it all down to the pedals? Probably not. But have they contributed? Absolutely. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you will know that I race predominantly GT3s, which is the most competitive and most sweaty series out there. So the fact that I'm able to gain and I'm able to scalp a few aliens along the way and, you know, hold my own consistently in the top split, I'm very pleased. And these have helped me do that. So I'm aware that I'm in a very privileged position to be able to get these pedals on loan. Dave was very good to offer me this opportunity. So, yeah, pop into Dave's chat next time he's live or jump into his comment section and let him know he's a legend. Yeah, I've said many times I owe him enough beers that he could set up his own brewery. So once again, big thanks to Dave Cam for the opportunity. So I'll let you know what's going on with them as I look at them now. I haven't even installed the third pedal. When we were putting them on, and I say we, Dave did it, because I was struggling, I'll be honest, I was struggling to get it all in. If it was mine and I'd bought them, then I wouldn't mind sticking a few scratches on it. The rig that I'm sat in now, it's a workhorse. It's scratched, it's scuffed, and it's mine, and that's just the way it is. The cable management's all over the place. That sort of stuff doesn't bother me. But when you've got a piece of kit like this, it needed a little bit of respecting. Because it's not mine, I wanted to let Dave install it for me, just so I didn't scratch it and make any mistakes or anything like that. So when we'd set it up for me, there wasn't a massive amount of room on the left-hand side for the clutch. I think we could have got it in, but it would have been a bit of a squeeze. So we didn't put the clutch on, and I've not put the clutch on since. It's been a couple of months, I think, since we installed it. So this is just throttle and brake, and I just use my clutch on my paddles, which I would recommend that people do anyway, unless you use a H-pattern shifter and you do all that heel and toe stuff, which I can't even get my head around, so that's not a concern for me. So in terms of, you know, what I recommend them or how I would recommend them, yeah, I would like to approach it a little bit differently, I suppose, because I wouldn't be in a position, unless I wanted to leave my home and family, because she would kick the fucking shit out of me if I spent £4,500 on some pedals. So it's a difficult one. I don't think I could fork out £4,500 for a set of pedals. But if I had a spare £4,500, I couldn't think of anything better to spend the money on. So it's a really difficult one. This is why I think there's going to be a lot of people on the fence with these things. Now, like I say, there's loads of reviews on these already, so the approach is going to be slightly different. So a 3-pedal set, which is what we have here, like I say, it's not all installed, but to get the equivalent of this, it's £4,500, which is insane to spend on a hobby. So you could get a reasonably well-spec'd PC and an entire rig for £4,500. So, you know, it's a lot of money. A 2-pedal set, which is what we have, exactly what we have now, £3,000. Now, I've said just how good I think the brake is, and I've said just how good I think the throttle is. The 1-pedal set with a passive throttle comes in at around £1,800. Now, these prices will move around all over the place, and depending on where you go, and there'll be discount codes available. £1,800. So what I would ask myself there is the active throttle worth £1,200 on its own? And for me, I don't think I would spend it on the throttle. I think a passive throttle would be okay. I've not tried it. I have no experience with the passive throttle. But one pedal on its own with the little link hub that comes with it is £1,500. So if I'm weighing this up as a customer, and I am kind of Simucube guy, this is my device. I've had this for, like I say, best part of 5 years with the Simucube 2 Pro. I wouldn't feel the need to jump ship to, the only one would be Acertech, I believe, that I would look at. Very happy with Simucube. So £1,500 for the pedal. I think that's the route I would go down. If I'm being completely honest and transparent with you guys, I would buy one pedal, active brake, and I would run that with my existing Heusinkveld Ultimate throttle pedal. I would reduce the throw so it feels kind of similar. Because although I'm saying the throttle is an excellent addition, I can't justify £1,200. I can't justify that for a throttle pedal. Especially when the brake pedal is £300 more and it gives you so much more. Everything that you see in the video that I've showed you there, it's predominantly the brake that's creating that consistency. The throttle pedal is excellent, but it's not £1,200 worth of excellent for me, in my honest opinion. So if I was a customer and I was going to buy these, then I would go for the one pedal set. What I would say is the plate, the pedal plate and the heel plate and everything is the best I've used, and I've had a couple. And I would fork out the extra for that. I don't know if that would come with the one pedal. I would imagine it probably doesn't, but I would maybe fork out the extra for that. Let me know in the comments how much that is. I haven't looked at it. I haven't researched that. But that's what I would probably do. The one pedal set. That would be my approach. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Let me know in the comments. Apologies for the long-winded video, but I just wanted to be completely transparent with you, show you exactly what I believe this has helped me with. And I have no reason to believe that this won't continue to help me bridge that gap between a mid-pack top split level iRacer and, pushing for top 10s, closing the aliens down a little bit. Would I be able to do that on my Heusinkveld Ultimate brake pedal? I don't know. We're going to find out. So make sure you subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on, and I will do a comparison when we put our old pedals back on, and I'm just going to see if I lose anything in terms of consistency. I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. In the meantime, I'm going to get saving. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Keep your eye on the channel, guys. Thank you very much for the support. If you've made it all the way through this video, then I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button before we go. If you like this sort of content, please consider you are subscribed, bell notifications on, and we will see you on the next one. Cheers.
Are we recording there?
Yeah.
Right. Let's see what this rig's all about. Fucking hell. That's loud as fuck. Do you have it that loud? Hang on, how do I get out of here?
Tour, yeah.
Let's talk.
So the truck. I didn't know if that was part of it. When I was all sitting quietly, I was like, it's part of it.
I was like, has he fucking gone?
Yeah, I have it that loud, yeah.
Do you have it that loud?
Yeah.
That's mental.
DJ for 20 years, you go a bit deaf. So do you want your masters
That's
out?
fucking mental.
How far would you go?
That'll do. As long as... that'll do. I was just waiting for another car to come.